greatest God damn show on air. And I am Cole Clayton, the one and only. And with me, I have my sister, Ruby Red. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm ready to go. I got my smoothie here. I got my vape with me. I'm all set.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. You were about to get into it before we started the show, and already I'm triggered. Okay.
I said, look at this. I made a smoothie. I was
I
bragging
know I'm already triggered about the smoothie because why did you have a smoothie? I want to hear it from your own words before I go
because
off on a tangent.
I wanted McDonald's, but I made a smoothie instead because I knew it was better for me.
Okay, so that is actually a valid um, answer, but let's just get into the fact. Did you know smoothies actually are not healthy? They're actually one of the most terrible things for you. Like, like, I don't know the exact numbers, okay, but say you put a banana and some peanut butter. You have some banana and you have a little peanut butter and a strawberry. Okay, let's just say that's 10 calories. Okay, let's just say that. I'm just gonna say that. Well, for whatever reason, if you put those exact same ingredients with ice, nothing else, no sugar added, nothing else, and blend it up, it suddenly goes up to 20 calories. Yeah, for whatever reason you blend it, it's more calories and the sugar content goes up.
Well, yeah, true. But you also got to take into account, like, okay, well, I'm drinking this smoothie instead of eating McDonald's. The smoothie is
So
still
yeah,
going to
okay.
100
Well,
times
like
better
I
than
said,
McDonald's.
I was getting ahead of myself because you did choose that over McDonald's, so that was valid.
But wouldn't recommend this much smoothie. But I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat how much smoothie I
That's
want
a
to eat.
normal size smoothie.
No,
Like, have you
a
ever
lot of
gotten
it.
a smoothie? They're like
You
this.
think
They're bigger than my head, bro.
that's normal in America? That's not normal in other places. A lot of
Food's
the
normal
reason,
other places.
a lot of the reason people are like obese in America or like have a lot of health issues is like most of it's really just portion control. Like you can eat it, you just can't eat all of it.
Bro,
You know.
I had a bucket of mozzarella sticks for breakfast today.
So you're not supposed to have a bucket. Like you're supposed to have some, not a bucket. But I
Well,
mean, you do you.
I split it with Grayson, but still for
But
breakfast.
I mean, a lot of it.
I was at the gas station and they were like, "Would you like a bucket of mozzarella sticks for $10?" I was like, "Yes." It
I mean,
was dead at like 10:30 this morning. Oh, shit. I didn't have no water yet, no coffee. I was like, mozzarella sticks, let's go.
I think that
No
also
marinara with it.
Ugh. I think that also has to go with like your genetics too, because I don't feel like I ate a whole lot different than Grayson, our brother, growing up. But he is literally so skinny. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but he was given Ritalin at the age of 7. So
Oh yeah, I forgot.
if you've ever noticed, like for some reason, if you do any type of speed at a young age, you're just skinny forever. Like, like you do
Good
like
stuff.
if you do like heroin or like you're still at that age where like if you do heroin right now, Rube, like you'll be skinny for the rest of your life. Like heroin, like meth, anything like that, yeah, you'll never get fat. If you want to,
I'll be skinny,
I think you
but
have till
I'll
about
probably be
25.
ugly. I'll
Yeah, oh
probably
yeah,
be
it'll fuck up your
ugly.
teeth and probably your whole vibe for the rest of your life too. But at
No,
least you'll
that
be
should be
skinny,
good.
right?
No, because I hate when I can look at a person and be like, they did drugs. Like that shit's sad. Like you can see it. I mean, I see it all the time at my job, but that's neither here nor there. I can spot a fucking crackhead from a mile away from my job experience. I swear to God, I can tell them. And they got a certain face, like a meth head and a crackhead look different. Like I don't know how, but they do.
They got demon eyes.
But what I'm saying is that like I can tell when a certain person is a meth head instead of like a crackhead. Like like the certain drug makes them look a certain way. It's really weird.
Well,
I
okay,
don't
but
know.
I think there's a difference between a crackhead and a method, and like a method will like kill you, right? Like, but like a crackhead will come up to you and like I found crackheads are usually so polite because like they're trying to do anything they can to get you to give them money so they can do crack. Where like a meth head doesn't need money because most meth heads have a job. Like
You
As
know,
soon
I
as that sounds, there's a different crackheads can't keep a job, but a meth head will do like somehow there was like a cokehead, like a guy who did coke, like evolved into a meth head. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's a difference, you know. Like, but a crackhead, like, and I think coke sometimes evolves into a crackhead too. But like, there's just a difference. Like, a crackhead lives in shambles, and a meth head like has no teeth, but like they have nice shit. You go to a meth head. Have you ever gone to a meth head's house? Like, they have like surround sound and a theater. They have like multiple vehicles, like, and they're all like they have like spinners and shit, like, because they go to work. You know, usually they're usually a conservative. Like crack. That's another thing. Crackheads are all liberal, and like meth heads are Donald Trump supporters. Like,
Well, I've heard accounts from like people who used to do meth also that like meth specifically gives people like I don't know, I've heard it called different types, but basically shadow people. Like meth will just make you stay up for like a long amount of time and then they'll start to like hallucinate and they'll start to like see people out the corner of their eyes and shit. So I
yeah,
mean,
they go insane, dude. That's why they will kill you. They're
yeah,
dangerous for
that's why
sure.
they're yeah.
Like, a lot of my friends back in Texas got on that shit, like on a meth, just because like the town that was just like there was an epidemic in the town we lived in. Um, and like I like asked people about it, and they're like, "Dude, it's crazy. You could be up for like 11 days straight, and you don't even realize like it's a different day from when
Yeah,
you started." I'm like,
you
"What
know,
the
you know why the 11th day is the cutoff? Because after 11 you'll die. You can't go over 11 days without sleep. That's when you die
really?"
medically. Yes. Like you
I'm
got
like,
11 days and you better get some fucking sleep or it's over with. Even people who say they never sleep, like they have insomnia, they literally never sleep. Most of the time they micro sleep and they don't realize they're sleeping. So it's not a very restful sleep. But if you hadn't had sleep in over 2 years, you would literally die. So most people who say they're like have insomnia and they never sleep, they actually just micro sleep and they don't realize it.
I feel like if you're an adult and you don't have like minor insomnia, like then you just don't have goals.
Pretty much, yeah.
If you don't have anxiety and insomnia, like then you're probably not achieving much in life. Come on.
Tell me why. Tell me why. I said something today at work. I said I'm tired, and I'm always tired. So people hear that from me all the time. They hear I'm sleepy and I'm tired because I am. I'm not gonna sit here and fucking lie. Like, how are you doing today? I'm sleepy, but I'm here. Like, I'm doing the damn thing, but I'm sleepy. And so a customer today, not even my customer, but like my coworker's customer said, "Oh, you're not tired. How the fuck would you know?"
The
Like,
fuck?
what makes you think I'm not like the fuck? I don't know. It felt weird. He was like, "Oh, well, maybe you're tired today because I see you didn't wear your red lipstick, but you're not tired all the time." How the fuck would you? That's what I said. I said I'm tired all the time, and he was like, "You're not tired all the time." Yes, I am. Like,
What's
how
a
would you
boomer?
know? Like, in fact, I'm that good at working when I'm tired all the time that you don't even realize I'm fucking tired.
What was the customer a boomer?
He had gray hair, so he was like 40. I think
The
he's like
old
Edgar.
person. Old people ever think you're a lot. If you're younger than somebody else, that person thinks you don't deserve to be tired. Like, it's a weird thing.
Some people are tired their whole lives. Did you see any of the Met Gala looks? Did you see
Not
any of the
really. I
outfits?
didn't. You told me to look, and I was just like, I don't care. Like,
There's a bit of
I
an
can pull some up
outrage.
right now. Let's
People are
see.
pretty pissed about like the fact that all these celebrities are like making a whole bunch of money and and we're all living in not all of us, but a lot of people are living in poverty and they got wars going on and people are just pretty outraged,
Bro, you
honestly.
know, like I saw Sydney Sweeney, and I didn't realize. I thought it was Billie Eilish at first because she cut her hair and it's black now, but she looking kind of fine still. Like Sydney Sweeney is just so fine.
She is.
Like if I'm honest, um, yeah, I don't know. Every year the Met Gala happens, and every year I don't care.
But
Um,
this one's a
yeah,
little different.
yeah. So I'm looking at this this um Zendaya look, and she was fine, bro. I don't know why you said she looks scary.
I
She
wasn't
look
saying
hot
that.
as hell, bro.
Other people were saying it. I
She look
wasn't
hot as
saying
hell, bro.
they were saying that she looks scary and that it's a different vibe from what she normally does, and they think Hollywood got to her and whatever, else they think.
Zendaya has been a part of Hollywood since she was like 12. So like, I don't think it would have just now gotten to her.
Yeah. But I think people were more outraged because they were saying it was like a Hunger Games kind of vibe because you got all these weird looking celebrities, but you got all of this poor people, and everyone's complaining about the homeless population and the drug epidemic. And there is a drug. Like, have you noticed there are a lot more homeless people and crackheads than there was before?
Well, yeah, it's getting worse and worse. And not only that, but like we have an open border policy, and we're just like letting um immigrants come in, and we're just putting them up in hotels and letting the people who live here like be homeless who are from here.
Yeah.
Like it's garbage. Like what's going on in this country right now.
You and
I
your
see
kids
both
go?
sides of the Met Gala. Uh, I guess response where like people are pissed off, but like that has nothing to do with this. Like if you can't go to the Met Gala, that's you're poor. Like you're poor or you're not super wealthy elite anyway. Like so you weren't gonna go to that before homelessness. Like you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Do you see these fancy ass glasses that I paid $300 for? Do you see the blue fucking light on these glasses?
uh-huh.
That's bullshit, dude. I didn't know I
What
was
up,
gonna do that.
Cody? How you doing? Is that
I
not
paid
a good thing?
I paid extra to have like a blue light protect. I don't know what the fuck it really does, but that they were like it's good for like screens and stuff. I'm like, oh, cool. And now I get it, and now I'm on a screen, and now these fucking it's that's all you see is just blue on my fucking
It
eyeballs.
makes
It's
you look like
weird.
yeah, it makes you look like Robin.
What the fuck? Like
Makes you look like you're like some kind of like weird super villain.
I'm supposed to I gotta like turn to the side so there's
I'm
no glare.
Megamind.
Yeah, bro.
What's up, Cody? How you doing, man? Um, no, so like I don't know. What's your opinion on it though? You said that you were telling me the reaction, but what's your opinion of the Met Gala and everything?
I feel like the proceeds definitely could have gone to something better than like an art school, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think they've always donated to the art school, so it's not out of character. I think if people are upset about like what's going on in the country, it's probably not up to the celebrities. It's probably up to who you're going to vote for this upcoming election year. Like I understand like being upset about how much money, how much wealth celebrities have these days. But I mean, like you said, I see both sides. I understand that we're upset that they're like wasting resources and they have all this money and we're all breaking our back so we can retire at 70 and 80. But that's the way it's always been.
Well, like the Met Gala has been going on for over 100 years, and I feel like it's only gotten like important over like become this big like televised event or whatever over the past 10 years, maybe even less. But it's always happened, and now all of a sudden people want to get mad about it. Like like it's just like whatever they're doing their thing. Like why? Well, just because we're poor, they can't have fun. Like this is the way I look at it. Kyle says it stops the blue light from affecting your eyes. It has nothing to do with the reflection.
Well, the
Uh,
reflection is the part that's pissing me off. But I mean, if helping my eyes, like okay, cool. But it's kind of obnoxious.
um,
I'll get over it, but though.
bro, you remember? I was the reason why you even got glasses in the first place because, like, I was
I
trying to
remember that.
explain to you like, how blind you were. You didn't think you were blind. I was like, no, you're super blind. Like, you can't. Like, you were always like when you were like look like on the other side of the room.
Because I didn't know. The thing was, I went to eye tests as a kid, like probably up until I want to say up until probably like 13 or 14, and then like we kind of didn't do as many, So when I moved in with you, I was like what 15 or 16, and I'm back in school for the first time because I've been homeschooled all these years or whatever you want to call it, and I'm I'm looking at the board and I just can't see for shit, and finally I think either you or your baby mama ended up asking me like, well, what seat are you sitting in? What row are you sitting in the class? I'm like, I'm in the front row and I can't
Bro.
see the board. And they're like, oh shit, we gotta take you to the eye doctor like tomorrow, like yesterday, like on God. And I went and they're like, yeah. So remember I went and we did the eye test. The doctor walks in, he's like, so what'd you do to your glasses? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, did you lose them? Did you break them? I was like, sorry, I've never had glasses. He's like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, all right. He's like, well, you need them and you're going to need them if you want to drive. So, let's get you some. I'm like, damn, okay. Shit. Like, I feel like my eyes were fine. And then they kind of just like deteriorated within like 4 or 5 years.
Well, I mean, you were never like made to like look at a board, like a school board, like a dry erase board or whatever, from a distance. Like all your schooling was like in your face, so you would have never known.
Bro, I didn't know you were
Um,
supposed to be able to see the blades of fucking grass. Like, I didn't. Like, it just looked like one fucking blur. Like, you didn't see the grass unless you was up close to it. I put the glasses on, and I remember I was walking home from school one day, and I'm just staring at this fucking flower, man, because I'm like, I know what the fucking flower looks like.
Bro,
But
I
goddamn,
remember the first day, the first full day you had gone to school and wore glasses, and you came home and you just sat down and cried. I was like, did you have a bad day at school today? You're like, no, I can just see everything, and it's overwhelming.
it was overwhelming. It was like really, it was very personal. Honestly, like I could see everybody's face, and I could see like all from a like I can see people's face when I'm talking to them very obviously, but like from across the room or if I'm in the hallway, I can't really see that many like people's faces much. So when I'm in the Walmart or I'm grocery shopping, I got my glasses on. Like it just feels very personal because I can see all you motherfuckers. And
Personal.
it's freaking me out. Like I don't
You're like,
need
just too intimate.
I literally did that today at work. Like, one of my coworkers asked her, like, "You didn't bring your glasses today?" I was like, "I've seen enough. Okay, like I'm all right for today."
Oh shit. Kyle says you
It,
should have your eyes checked every year because they can change. I just had mine checked 20 years ago.
oh,
Oh shit.
I know that's why I just got on my insurance through my job. I'm being a fucking adult. I'm fixing to set up doctor. I don't see that's the thing. I don't want to set up doctor's appointments because it feels pretty ominous. Because like there's some like what's it called? There's some like genetic immune diseases running in the family that's like killing the women. So I kind of don't want to go
No,
because I feel
that's
like
just
they're gonna
fast
tell me I'm
food,
like
bro. Just stop eating
dying.
fast food. It's fast food killing the women in this family. It's like
Our grandma
diabetes.
wasn't fat. Our grandma was not fat. She was athletic, and she
No,
died
you
at
don't have to be
66.
fat, bro. But
But you were
she
saying she was eating bad food and like made like she was
Kathy
athletic.
Hicks.
She worked out.
Oh yeah, she was hella on some working out. She always was
Yeah.
exercising. But bro, she could eat a bucket of KFC by herself.
Mm.
Because that's
But
that
yeah,
old shit. That old people shit. They don't like to cook. They would rather go out and make fucking the Colonel cook.
that's kind of
You
why I
know?
don't want to go to the doctor yet because I feel like they're just gonna tell me like, yeah, you're sick as fuck, and I'm like,
You have it
no, I'm
regardless. You
not.
know that, right?
No, I don't.
They don't
No, I
just
don't.
diagnose you with it
I
and then
don't have
that's why you
shit.
have it now.
No, because tell me why people will go years with like cancer and the moment they go to the doctor, they start fucking dying. That's bullshit. Y'all
Well,
woke it up.
that's probably a little bit the chemo, but like
No, because as soon as you say it, this shit starts like acting up like it hears you or some shit. So I don't want to go to the doctor yet because it starts acting up. Okay, let me get some shit. And like
okay.
I said, they're already gonna say like you're overweight, and I fucking know. Like I'm working on it. So that's
So
part
you
of the
don't
reason
want to
why
go to
I'm
the
going to
doctor because you don't want to be shamed, is what you're saying.
No, because I'm fixing the problem. I feel like if I'm not overweight when I do go to the doctor, like I'm not gonna have any problems. So let me just like lose some
But
weight and then I'll go to the doctor.
you've been overweight like since you were 10 years old. Since
Shut
you
the
broke
fuck
your
up! Like
ankle.
you gotta air
Since
it
you
out,
broke your
bro. Fuck
ankle
you.
in what, 2012, you have been overweight. That has just been a thing. You're gonna like have to accept that.
No, I'm not.
You can work out. I hope you do exercise and drop it, but you can't just avoid the doctor
Yes, I
because
can.
of
I've been
that.
doing
Like
it.
for
Yes, I
one, you're a
can.
woman. y'all are always having medical problems constantly. Like women are just always having to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I know, and it's bullshit. I don't have to do shit. I don't have to do a goddamn thing. Like, I don't have to do a fucking thing. If you want to know the fucking truth, like, I don't have to do a fuck. Like, y'all better be glad I'm waking up every fucking morning. Tell me why. So I've never regretted any of my tattoos, right? But I did second guess one today. I did.
Only
So
one? Not the
just one.
dumbass one you got while you lived with me?
Yeah, I
That you
have a
got. By the
semicolon.
way, that I wasn't letting you get. You were going and doing and getting your 15-year-old friend to draw on you in his basement.
He wasn't drawing. He was tattooing. The shit was permanent. It's
Yeah,
still there.
doodling on you with a fucking tattoo gun.
And I still don't regret any of them until today. So I have the semicolon, and it's like a little emo and angsty. If you want to hear what
Now,
it
what
means,
does that mean? By the way,
go,
what is that?
go
What does
Google
that one
it.
mean?
I'm not going to sit here and tell you. No, go Google it because I don't want to tell you. No, because the motherfucker asked me today. He was like, "What does that mean?" And he knew what it meant, and he was just like fucking with me because I don't like the guy, and he knows I don't like him. So he was asking me. He's like, "What's it mean?" I was like, "I don't know." He was like, "So you got something tattooed on your arm? You don't know what it means?" And I was like, "Yep."
That is an appropriate response. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I have a bunch of shit that I have tattooed on it, and I gotta be honest with you, they all have sentimental meaning. I'm not gonna tell you that. I don't know you. Fuck you.
But then I kind of second guessed it today because I'm gonna be honest with you. The meaning of the semicolon, it in grammar, vocabulary, in the English, literature, it means like when an author can either stop a sentence or continue. He puts the semicolon, and it's when he chooses to. He could have ended the sentence, but he chose to keep going. So they made it kind of emo. It's like, oh, I could have killed myself, but I kept going. But now that I have it, I was kind of like, I don't want people to know that. That shit makes me look soft. I don't want that shit. Like, it made me. I was like, that shit made me look kind of soft.
Kyle
Bro.
just said what it said. Kyle just explained it to me.
Yeah, that's what it means. But it's like that's kind of man.
That
I'm not
sounds
trying
like
to.
also a good. Like if you just want to pause and not end yourself, why don't you just get choked in bed? Like like this is the same thing. You don't have to get a tattoo. You don't have to. You don't have to display it for the world to see. Just make it an intimate moment with your partner.
I do have a tattoo on my ankle that says "fuck you, pay me," and that is a reference to Goodfellas.
Yeah, Mom told me about that because she's got that too, huh?
Yeah, she's got it matching with me because it's a reference in Goodfellas. If you've never seen Goodfellas, you're just uncultured. It's a mob movie. But there's a scene. Okay. There's a scene in the movie when the guy is saying like, "Oh, Paulie, he's a real hard ass. Like if you owe him money, he don't give a fuck if your house got struck by lightning. It's fuck you, pay me. He don't care if you just broke both your legs. It's fuck you, pay me." And that's how I feel at the end of the day. If you owe me money, it's fuck you, pay me. I don't want to hear your excuses. Give me what the fuck you owe me.
I feel it. I like it.
Yeah. So I got that tattoo on my ankle.
We need to get. I'm trying to get everybody on the all the siblings on the same all of Mom's kids on the same like wavelength because I want to get like matching tattoos with all of us. Have you ever seen the Jackie Chan series about about all the Chinese zodiac monster like animals or whatever? Where so it's a cartoon, all right, and like there's like little rocks with the shape of the animal or whatever for the Chinese zodiac, and the specific Chinese zodiac will give you like superpowers if you used it or whatever, right? You gotta watch it. It's a really cool show. And now I am my Chinese zodiac is the dog, which grants you like immortality. So no matter what, you can't be killed or whatever. I can't remember all of them. You'd have to go back and watch the show. But like I wanted to get all of us to have our Chinese zodiac tattooed on it. It's like a matching thing.
How do you figure out your Chinese zodiac? I've never looked at it.
You just Google it. Whatever year you were born is your Chinese zodiac. Mine's the dog, 1994. You just type in your 2002. You can probably do it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Because I mean, this is some bullshit. Because you've never I used to check my horoscope every day, and you used to be like, "That's bullshit." Like you gotta. Yeah, I just saw that. I thought you weren't into like the zodiac or like astronomy or like stuff
I'm
like
into
that.
the
Because I've
Chinese.
always
I
been
love
into that.
Chinese. I love Chinese culture, bro.
Well, not specifically just the Chinese culture, but like I mean like astrology or like the zodiac in general.
Honestly, this is gonna be some gay shit, but if I were to believe anything, philosophical wise, I have found that zodiacs are more any type of horoscope or anything is more accurate than like religion. If I'm honest, like not it's not dead ass like accurate, but like I found it to be more accurate. Even just the fucking shitty ones. Oh, you're a Taurus or whatever. Like I follow that more. I follow Christianity or Judaism or whatever the fuck, you know. Like if I'm honest, I don't talk about it much because it does sound gay because it's mostly a female thing. But like I kind of do like I don't read about it. I don't go out of my way to read about it because I'm like, this is gay. But and I keep saying that. But like I whenever I do come across that shit, I'm like, that shit was real. Like I ain't even gonna lie. like
That's
like
true.
I once read the description of what a Taurus is, and that's what I am. And I was like, I feel called out. Is somebody spying on me? This Jackie
It sounds like
Chan.
you have toxic masculinity.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But I'm okay
Oh,
with it.
okay.
I don't care.
See, it keeps pulling this up, and I kind of thought so. This is like the second version of what the year of the horse means, and like I pulled up another one because I'm like, oh, I'm not sure that one's mine. I don't know if that one's for me.
Well, I mean, the fucking show doesn't really depict like that cartoon didn't really depict what your actual fucking shit was, but yeah, so the horse's power on the Jackie Chan show was healing and regeneration. So
Mm,
you could heal others or yourself. So
interesting.
hell yeah.
Okay, all right. What's your sign? Actually,
I just said I'm a Taurus.
you're Brit. No, you're a Taurus. Oh, I'm a Cancer.
I know.
Mm,
You are a Cancer.
you're Cancer. Fuck you. Ugh, you pissed
That's
me off.
that's exactly how a Cancer would react to that joke too.
You're ugly.
Because y'all are all bitches.
Whatever.
No, I found too. That's another thing is like women won't date me when they find out what my uh Cancer. That explains a lot.
Sure does.
Women won't date me when they find out I'm a Taurus, and I'm like, that's why I don't tell people. Like, what? Oh, what's your sign? I don't know. I don't know. I pretend like I don't know every single thing about my zodiac.
That's fucked up, dude. I can't believe that's
It
actually happening.
is.
I thought we were just worried about the Geminis. I didn't know Tauruses got discrimination.
Well, supposedly Taurus men are
Hard headed.
really hard to deal with, like argumentative and like stubborn
Yeah.
and like
Mom's a Taurus also.
no, mom's an Aries.
Oh,
Yeah. Which so was my baby mama.
whose fault was that?
Mine, but no,
You should
I'm
have done some more
realizing and
research.
then the most recent girl I dated was also an Aries. I'm starting to realize that Aries are the worst women on earth. So um dude, women won't date any sign. That's not true. They fucking love like Sagittarius. Um they don't fuck with Aquarius. They don't like Gemini. They like all the other ones. Capricorns. Uh I don't know them all, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mom is a fire sign. That makes sense.
What's your
And I'm a
boyfriend?
water. I'm a water sign. What does that tell you?
That you cry a lot?
Not so much anymore.
Not
Not, not around other people.
around other people.
You
What's your
gotta let it
boyfriend?
out. I think he's a Pisces. He is.
Pisces. That's another one women like. Which Pisces are always like chill and like non-confrontational. I found, which is exactly your boyfriend.
He can be confrontational. He would choose not. He would prefer
Any
not.
man can be, but like he picks and chooses his battles, from what I can tell.
Oh, for sure. Which honestly, that's a trait I wish I could have because it's like
Yeah,
you see,
no. The
you see
Clayton
both sides.
family trait is like Dino said, relentlessness, and that we choose every battle. Every battle is the battle. We're battling this battle, we'll battle that battle, we'll battle every battle at the same time. We don't give a fuck. And then we're always like, I'm tired.
Somebody's got to do it.
You're definitely the girlfriend who tells.
You know what it is? You know what it
Do
is?
you or do you not? When y'all go out to eat, do you make sure to tell the waitress, you forgot my boyfriend's chicken nuggets.
No, I don't act like that. I'm polite.
You forgot his sauce.
Mm-mm. No, I gotta get him to do that for me. Like I'll just eat it.
Bro, ain't
I'll just
shit.
eat
Y'all
it.
ain't getting shit on y'all's table if you leave it up to him. Because he'll be like, you're like, what? What? What?
No, they love us. We tip good. They
Swear to
love us.
God, Ruby, when he came up here, I couldn't hear shit he was saying. And then, like, every time, too, he'd be like, that went over your head, huh?
You
I'm
know
like,
why? You know
sure.
why? Because we're loud. We're loud as the fuck, and we have blown out each other's fucking eardrums after years of being around each other all the goddamn time. Okay?
Oh
I
my
still
God.
do it. I still do it. Like, he'll be like, you're being loud. And I'm like, oh, my bad. That's just how I talk. Like, it's just,
Dude,
oops.
I can't tell you how many times in my life from a non-family member, I've been told, like, or asked rather, why are you yelling? And I'm like,
That's just how I talk.
I promise you, I'm not yelling. I can tell you right now that I got about 70 more volumes. Like I was built with surround sound, okay? Like there are nuclear like tornado warnings that aren't as loud as me. Don't accuse me of yelling, okay? I'm I'll, I have I'm the loudest in the room, sure, but I'm not yelling.
Bro, my job involves yelling. That's the main part of my job is yelling.
We work in a Waffle House, so like
Literally, that's part of my job. I
calm
know how to
down.
yell. I know how to yell. Oh, for sure. I can get
Mom,
my point across.
did I didn't tell you there was one time. This is why I realized mom was married to a bitch. This is about 2 years ago. And what is that? Lemons?
It's
Lemongrass?
lemongrass oil. It smells good.
So Jack, mom was trying to give Jack some kind of direction or something, to tell him she was telling him to do something, and Jack like basically was just like "fuck you" to mom, pretty much. Like that was the vibe. He didn't actually do that, but like that was he was like, "I'm not listening to that." So I said, "Hey!" Just real loud, and Jack, I did my dad voice or whatever, and then mom's husband was like, "You scared me." Like,
That
like
dude was a pussy
I
for
you got to
sure.
get rid of him. Like, he's got to go.
That
They
dude
were
was
divorced
a pussy.
18 months later,
That guy got on my nerves.
for
I didn't like
sure.
him.
For sure.
But we
I
are
tried to
loud.
like him. I tried. I really tried. But I don't know, man. Like, well, because mom is such like a dominating personality, where like ain't no like man's man is gonna want to be with mom. So like
Well,
she's always like, why do I always attract these like bitches, these bitch made men? And I'm like, because you're an asshole, mom. Like, if you would just be effeminate, like at some point in your life, You can attract masculine men. That's just what it is. What it is.
She does go full throttle every time, like for sure. Like you don't have to give it your all every time someone gives you an attitude. Like, let's be for real. We don't always enjoy it when the fucking customer service is low, but like you could cut them a break sometimes. You don't have to make it. I mean, like you said, we pick every battle. Like, I really try not to. Like, I'm not a Karen at all. Like, I try to go out and have a good time. I'm nice to everybody. Like, I'm the type of person, like, after I eat at a restaurant, I kind of like clean up my plate. Do you clean up your plate a little bit at a restaurant, or you
I
just
do.
leave everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like,
I put all the plates, stack them, take all of my garbage and put it on the plate, and try to like wipe down it, and then throw the napkins that wipe down my table on the plate. That way, the waitress. This is probably terrible. I don't know. I've never been a waiter, but like so that way, in theory, in my mind, they could just pick everything up and throw it in the bin or whatever.
oh yeah, we definitely acknowledge the people who help clean up a little bit of their mess rather than the ones who leave it just how it is. Like, I'm not going to say we treat you any differently, but we can see, we can tell. And that's even the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to go out and just leave all of my notes for someone
The
else.
way I look at it too is anytime I go to a place to eat, especially like a sit down restaurant, I'm immediately, if it's the first time, immediately trying to decide whether I want to come back. Cause like I want to be I look at every restaurant experience I have as I'm gonna be a regular. You know what I mean? Not like a regular, like those weirdos, but like I'll probably be here once or twice a month, you know? So like I don't want you to think that I'm a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
so because I also am kind of a dick too. Like I start joking and like hazing the waiter right off rip. You know, like they'll be like, "My name's Eric." I'll be like, "Eric, you look like some person I've seen on TV before or whatever."
Yeah, but a lot of servers love the banter. Like, a lot of it's not like you're irritating all of them. Like, that's not what all of it is. Like, not every server is just irritated to be there. So some of them love their job and enjoy every bit of it. Like, and good for them.
You're like, "It's not me though."
We just wake up every day
It ain't
fucking
me.
loving this shit, just waking up ready to go. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm not as pumped to be here, but whatever. Like, I'm working on it. You know, I don't give people bad service or anything. In fact, I'm one of the best servers they have, but it's exhausting. You see the good side and you see the ugly side of humanity, honestly.
Didn't you
Working
say
on a
there?
server.
Didn't you say there was like somebody dying at your? Excuse me. Did you say there was somebody dying at your store the other day?
They weren't dying. I believe they were either having like a stroke or a seizure, and
That's dying.
he had previous health conditions, like you could tell, but they were bringing the stretcher in through the back door, and as they were wheeling him out, one of my customers was like, "Could you bring me that plate before they pull him over?" Like, right as they were like they were like right in front of me. I'm not gonna walk in front of a fucking stretcher. It's like, yeah, who are you? Like, it was fucked up. Like, what kind of are you? I'm sorry, I didn't know I was serving Queen fucking Elizabeth. You know, like, you're more important than this dying guy right here. God forbid you're on a fucking stretcher one day and someone says, "Oh, can you hand me that thing before that fucking
Fuck
guy?"
that guy, right?
Yeah, luckily my manager was right there and she was like, "Oh, the plate's not finished yet." And then I wasn't gonna hand her the plate any fucking way. Like, get some goddamn
Yeah, your
empathy.
manager didn't
Holy
have a whole lot
shit.
of balls there. Like,
It was. She's like, "It's not done anyway. Like, your plate's not finished." But it's whatever the fuck. Like, oh my god. Like, you see the best sides and you see the worst sides of people. And like, it's somebody's gotta do something.
what did y'all feed him that he had a stroke over? Like, y'all gave him way too much sodium. Y'all need to calm down on that steak.
His family was there with him. Like, I'm not in charge of that. He had people with him. Like, I'm not.
Less salt on the steak, please. If y'all are
We're
putting
taking
people
the
under.
money. We're taking the money, bro. Fuck you, pay me. Like,
I
who the fuck you
noticed
think
the
this
last time I
is?
went to Waffle House, it was like I don't know, like $14 for the breakfast thing with the hash browns and everything. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're
Fucking
getting
Waffle House.
they're
Like,
getting savage with it for sure. Like they're getting crazy with the shit. Like
they're just charging whatever they think they can get away with now.
they're
Like,
doing it. They're doing it.
and people are paying it.
Yeah.
Dude, what is wrong with our fucking society? Like, everybody wants to talk about, oh, I'm so poor. Oh, the houses are so heavy in prices, and everyone's homeless. But then you still go to like McDonald's and buy that $6 McDouble. Like,
Shit's expensive these days.
go home. Just go home. Y'all are taking the lazy way out and still bitching. You can't do
Honestly,
both. They're like teenagers, man. Like, we have a whole like adult population that acts like 15-year-olds. Just I don't want to clean my room. What do you mean I don't get enough allowance? Food at home is just no, it's not. Get the fuck out of here. I would rather grocery shop every day. You just don't go to fucking Whole Foods, Kyle. Don't go to Whole Foods. Go to Aldi. Go to Walmart.
I don't know. I think I agree with Kyle. Like my groceries down here are pretty fucking expensive. Like I don't know about you, but
Sure, but they don't fucking cost $14 for one meal.
you're right.
They probably cost like you go get your own meal for $14 at go get a Grand Slam or whatever the fuck y'all got at the Waffle House for $14, or you can go home and you can spend $14 at the grocery store and you can feed both you and your boyfriend, and you probably have some shit left over like some lettuce and some onions and shit. You can make a nice little omelet for breakfast. So like you will still have shit left over, honestly, for that $15 that you spend. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
everything is whole is up. Everything up here is Whole Foods.
I mean, but that's
There are
also
restaurants that
like,
are cheaper than grocery stores. Well, you do live in Toronto, so I don't know what that's like, but I know that's basically the New York City of Canada. So I recommend moving. There are boycotts. Good. We all need to boycott. What you do is you go to fucking Home Depot and get yourself some seeds and just start sticking them in the ground. I don't care if you live in an apartment or not. I know you do. I live in an apartment. Let's just start sticking that shit in. Go to the woods. I know you got woods. There's metro parks everywhere. Just start putting tomatoes in there. And then every once in a while, when the cop drives by, you don't see you no more. Just get your tomato. Got your tomatoes. I can show you how to. I can show you how to cut. You see me cut every day. I do it drunk. So I can dice up some
okay,
good tomatoes.
no lie, I was talking about the apocalypse, like not pretty hard, like just on a low, not like a zombie level, but just like think of like if there were like a cyber attack or like, like we lost the lights and we lost, if anything were to happen, like what is the plan? I don't have a bunker. I don't have a stockpile. Our mom used to stockpile. Our mom was an extreme
She
couponer.
still does. She
Have you
still does.
ever told anybody she was an extreme couponer?
No,
She
that's
was an
a,
extreme
that's gonna
couponer.
be something.
She had
I
a
want to
binder.
interview. I want to interview mom one day. Like have a legit hour-long interview, or maybe longer. One of those 3-hour Joe Rogan interviews with mom, and just try to pick her brain right in front of the world,
Well,
so
this is a
that
tidbit
people
that
can
we could.
understand the batshit crazy that we went through.
Well, this is a tidbit that we could apply because she was a couponer. Okay, like she would have the living room. I can't tell you how many times I would try to go get a glass of water and I'd like step foot in the living room and she'd be like, "Watch your feet." And she'd have coupons spread all over the living room floor, like in piles and all in like perfect segments. It's like your house could be dirty, but your coupon binder's gonna be correct, ain't it? She would stockpile things, right? And she always had like stockpiles of shit. So it always kind of felt like, are we preparing for something? Like, what's finna go down? So I don't know. Like, what's your plan? If there's an
I'm glad
apocalypse,
you like. What's funny is when you were a kid, you had anxiety, like right off the rip. You're like, "Is something happening?" Where like me growing up, I was like, "Yeah, something's happening, all right." Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't faze me as a kid, you know? Like, I just was things were happening to me. People were making me tackle alligators and kidnapping me and leaving me by the pool when I couldn't swim and leaving me in cars in the summertime for hours at a time. And it was just like, whatever. But you're over here like, what the fuck is going on? somebody has some like cognitive like
And you know
understanding.
what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up? Like I went to the doctor for like stomach problems my whole like childhood.
You did.
Right?
You had the worst stomach problems, and it was just anxiety, right? That's what they said.
I think no, they did not say that. Like at first they said it was CVS, which is actually called like cyclic vomiting
The store
syndrome.
that you get the long receipts from.
What are you talking about?
The you said CVS, the store that you get the long receipts from. I said it. I said long receipt. Never mind. Just continue.
So I went to the doctor and they said that at first it was CVS. Yes, it's cyclic. Fuck you, dude. Like I didn't know what the fuck you were talking. Cyclic vomiting syndrome, and it's like a disease
Long
that
enough.
like, fucks with people really hard, and like they're throwing up all the time, and they're like really skinny, and they're like I don't know. It's really fucked up. Most kids grow out of it, but like sometimes it'll stay into your adulthood. They said I just grew out of mine, but there was one time the doctor was like, you think she's faking it for attention? He
Damn.
didn't say it, but he certainly asked her like in front of me. And I
In
was
front
like,
of you?
yeah.
Damn. Was it Dr.
I
Hill?
was like, they
Was
had
it
put me
Dr.
on
Hill?
like, yep.
Was it Dr. Hill?
Yep.
Damn. That's
Yep.
crazy because Dr. Hill was dope as fuck. I didn't know he was like he must not like women. He
He
was
did
always
not.
cool as fuck.
They never diagnosed me with anxiety until I got to like 18 and 19. Like I didn't have any.
Oh yeah, you were already an adult, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like,
I gotta plow through some of these comments here. Kyle said it's hard to boycott and steal from them at the same time. Not to steal from them, just buy the seeds, bro. It's like fucking $1 for a seed. Dino said glasses and a backwards cap. That seems suspicious. You would never get to ask a question. Amy would just talk 3 hours straight. That is true. That is true. My mom accused me. My mom told Ruby the other day that I call her every day. And it's just like, first off, no, I don't. But second off, most of the time when I do call her, I don't even get the answer. I don't even like I forgot what I was even calling for because she hits me with like 17 demands. Kyle said, "Don't worry, Cole. I understood the CVS comment." Dino said the CVS joke took forever.
okay, the thing about the CVS joke, I thought he was reading a comment, and then I looked at the comments, and there was nothing about CVS. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Like, he's fucking crazy.
Dino said your mom was getting ready to bounce, but you guys couldn't get your ducks in a row long enough.
Bro, that's bullshit.
You
Because you know how many times she
bouncing,
bounced?
actually.
Do
Dude,
you know?
we lived in Maine.
You
We
don't
lived in
know.
Oklahoma. We lived in Louisiana. We lived in
You
Mississippi.
don't
Like
know.
we moved all over Texas. We lived in West Texas. We lived in East Texas. We lived in Southeast Texas. We lived in the Panhandle. Bro, we were always. She was always bouncing.
You don't know shit.
We know she was getting ready to bounce.
Know shit. Because not
Bro,
to count.
the amount of 8-hour rides we had in a van packed full of children like we were Mexicans crossing the Rio Grande was just insane, dude. Why do you think I'm so good in a car? I don't give a fuck,
I am
man.
an expert packer, bro. She would break it, like she would bust in at the middle of the night and be like, "Pack your shit. We gotta
move. Gotta move. We have 4 hours to move." He's like, "Mom, I haven't seen you all day. Midnight. What are you?"
I'm an expert packer. Like I could pack any fucking house. Not to mention how many times she moved in the one state that we were in. Like you could move 5 times in a month, or you could move 1 time in 2 years, or you could move 1 time in like 2 times in 2 weeks.
One time she told us we had to move. We have to be moved out tomorrow before sunlight. And then we didn't know anything that was going on. I was like 16 at the time. And do you know where we moved? 4 houses down. Do you remember that?
No, where was that?
In Prairie View, Texas.
Oh my god! Not to mention, like we lived in motel, not stayed in we lived in Motel 6s for a couple times, like different times. Like it's
a large chunk at times, yeah, for a few months at a time.
Oh my god, this shit was insane. The shit. For what reason? What was the reason? Skipping out on rent, probably.
I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. I mean, she was getting ready to ditch you guys too. That explains why you randomly ended up in Florida. It didn't phase you. Yeah, dude. Like this, shit was just happening. Like I said, Ruby was always like, "What's happening?" Where I was like, "What's happening now?" You know what I mean? Like there was a different. Like she was like, "What's happening now?" And I was like, "So, what's up with it?" You know?
Well, because like she would trade off on like her right hand man. So like every time like one of the oldest would move out, she would tell all the information to whoever was next in line. And I was fifth,
Yeah,
so
it's
I
like the
wasn't
new.
always
Oh, we're getting a new second, or what is it? First, we're getting a new first mate, new number two,
who like
and
knew all
honestly, the number two is gonna be the number one most of the day because
who,
I'm gonna be like,
who would like dish out all the details, but like tell us to keep it on the low. Like you don't know shit, bro. Like Jesus. Don't even ask about the restaurant. Like don't ask about the restaurant story. That would be
bro,
a
that was
whole
such. We got to divulge the restaurant at some point. That was like an eventful few months, 9 months, 6 months for me, 9 months for you. Period of. I mean, there was a lot going on outside the restaurant just during that time with me specifically.
they're
But
gonna have to have a segment on that.
like,
There's other shit we could talk about
that
though.
that
Like
was around the time that the house got burned down.
yeah, you kind of got my house burned down, right? Do you remember that?
I didn't
Like,
do shit, dude. That had nothing
like,
to do with that.
like
I'm tired of
all.
women blaming me for shit that I didn't do. I
So do you
didn't
want
have
me to
nothing.
tell them the story?
Women will dead ass fucking put your baby in a microwave and be like, see what you made me do? Like,
That's fucked up. First of all, that's fucked up. But do you want to get
is it
into it?
not true
Do you
though?
want to get into it? You and your baby mama were staying in my house, my mom's house, whatever, taking care of us
No,
while
no,
she
no,
was
no,
off
no, 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 no.
doing
Hold up, hold
whatever.
up, hold up. No, mom lived there, and then me and my baby mama moved in, and she moved out on because that was the condition. She's like, y'all should just come move here or whatever, and it was just closer, so it's just closer to this whole situation. And I was like, I don't want to live with you, mom. Like me and you, like. Our arguments are starting to get violent between each other. I don't want to live with you. So she was like, okay, fine, I'll move out and you just have the house. That's what happened. So me and my baby mama took over the rent, and she moved the fuck out. Who knows where the fuck she went? It was like
Right, right.
she just disappeared.
But then I brought a friend over who was 18 at the time. Don't get me wrong, but she had taken a liking to you, and you and your baby mama had have come on to terms to have like an open relationship. And then you and my friend got involved, and then somehow or another she got jealous, and your baby mama found out, and somehow my house ended up being burned down with all my shit in it, all
No,
my
no,
stuff
because
in it.
because then Heaven started dating another guy after I stopped fucking with Heaven, and I had moved out of that house. Even I was already back up here in Ohio, and then the house got burned out. I found out about it later. That was just why we don't have any family pictures. I own all the family pictures that are left.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been scorned. Had that not have taken place, it never would have happened.
Oh, I have to fucking marry every girl I fuck now?
No, but you gotta stop making them fall in love with you, because you know what that shit is? You know what that shit is? That's some Carrie Underwood shit. You know what? You're gonna up and leave me? Fuck you. I'm gonna burn your fucking house, your family's house down,
I
who
don't
was my
think
friend.
what about me says fall in love with me? What about me? I literally am. I dress like a fucking 8-year-old. I'm wearing Spider-Man,
I found out
a
on Facebook.
backwards cap,
We were
and I
at a
talk
friend's
shit
house.
constantly. I'm
We were
loud.
we were
I'm a
at
bit of an alcoholic.
we were at a friend's house when I found out my house burned down. No, you want to know something fucked up? You know what he just said? I always figured Ruby for the arsonist. No, you don't have to figure me for the fucking arsonist. You know why? Because all my fucking brothers were. Every one of them,
I mean,
except for you. Except for you. The other ones?
yeah, the
Arson.
other. How many are there? Well, Cullen doesn't count, but yeah, the other three that aren't like a warden of the state once mom dies. Yeah, they play with fire.
I've seen one of them.
Tell them about fucking Gabe. Tell them
His
about
wasn't
Gabe.
even that bad.
When you were babysitting because I was at work.
His wasn't even that bad. Like compared to the ones I've seen, that was not that bad. Like
Bro,
he just
lit the whole apartment down.
He just lit a candle on fire and poured cologne.
No. Tell it the right way. Tell it the right way. He went into the bathroom. It was in there a long ass time. This is what I wasn't there, mind you. So, and you were like, what's going on in there? You've been in there a while. You're like, I smell smoke now that I'm closer to it. And he like opens up the bathroom and like closes the door real quick behind him. He's like, nothing, it's fine. And like walks off. You're like, oh hell no.
And I smelled something. And I was like, oh, that's fucked up. He was playing with a candle
in the bathroom sink. Like
he was playing with a candle. I guess he's playing with a candle, but you could tell he had like either sprayed it with cologne or like put cologne in it.
It was green alcohol. He put green isopropyl alcohol.
And that shit will like blow up.
He tried to put it out, like or something like that. I don't know. Like
he
tried to put
it.
He was like 9 at the time.
Yeah, dude. But you know what? That's nothing.
And you had to carry it out. You had to take it out of the bathroom, across the living room, and then like you were carrying the whole flame,
I had to use
the green flame to the balcony, and then you had to like stop it.
I had to use muffs. The candle was so hot it would burn me if I touched it. It was like a green flame emitting from this spot, and it was pretty big. Like I'm not gonna lie, and like I
had to use both hands to carry it. Like
I had to use kitchen muffs. It was hot. I couldn't carry it. Like, but that's not even the worst one. I've seen one of my siblings.
Bro, you dead ass. Like, have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Some of it.
There's a scene where they find like dragon fire and they like kill an entire army with it, and the fire is green. You dead ass had like dragon fire.
Oh yeah, it felt like
my house, in my apartment, bro.
It felt like some Harry Potter shit. But that's not even the worst that I've seen. I've literally seen one of them. I've seen one of them take bug spray it on their hand till it's dripping wet, light it on fire, and throw a fireball in the backyard. And he hurt himself, and he like hit it.
Didn't they like set like the fence on fire, the backyard fence on fire back in like I don't know, like 2013 or something like that. And like the fire department had to come.
Are you gonna admit to that? Mom watches these.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm a grown up.
Mom doesn't know that. There. Should I talk about it? Mom doesn't know that.
I mean, they're all adults now. Unless Gabe was involved. Was Gabe involved?
No.
Well then, yeah, no, yeah.
There was a
the
story.
Gabe's in prison already.
There was a story where, like, one of our neighbors, he wasn't really a neighbor. You remember Jimmy from your story? The Jimmy, the mechanic?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
he came and knocked on our door one sunny afternoon and was like, hey, y'all got a fire in the back. And he was, like, real chill as fuck about it. And we were like...
Jimmy's mom was like, man, fuck this family, bro.
He's like, y'all got a fire in the back. And we're like, no, we don't. Like, we're not burning nothing. Because, people burn in Texas when there's not a ban. When there's not a ban, so who goes to check? Me, out of everyone in the fucking house. So I open the back door and there's just a rolling fucking fire going on in the backyard, just like consuming part of the fence. And I'm screaming. I'm like, there's a fire! Call the police! I forgot about that on the low key. But shortly before that happened, one of our brothers, the blonde one, he was playing with fire in the back, and I saw him, and I told him to set it out, and he was like, okay, and he set it out, and he came inside. I guess he didn't set it out because it had just engulfed, and Mom actually had to like save one of the puppies. You remember that? We had puppies in the backyard, and she had to like scoop one away from, because you know how people say you have like fight or flight? So I was looking, there was one dog that was JJ, and then I saw one of the other puppies, and I was looking for the other one. And I'm just like standing there, and Mom runs past me, and she's like, go inside. And she kind of pushes me, but I'm kind of like frozen. There was like fight or flight. They don't talk about freeze. No, there's fight, flight, or freeze. So I'm kind of just like standing there watching, seeing if she's gonna save the puppy. And then mom admitted later on, she was like, I probably wouldn't have saved that puppy if you weren't standing there watching, but I couldn't let you like watch a puppy die. That would be pretty fucked up. So she had to save the puppy that was like, she said it was like backing into the flames, and she was like, had to like scoop it up. And they called the fire department and they fucking set it out. And I don't think he ever admitted to that. Like, that was some shit that, like, we took to the grave. Like, we didn't talk about it.
So there's almost 2 houses burned down in our family, is what you're telling me. That would happen before the one that I got blamed for.
Yeah, that one happened before the major one.
Okay, y'all have an arsonist who almost burned the house down once. And then when the second one gets burned down that I wasn't there for, I wasn't even in the same state when it happens, and yet I'm still the one that gets blamed for it. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I have like no baby pictures.
That has nothing to do with me.
The oldest thing I own is a stuffed animal. And the only reason I own it is because it was locked in a storage unit for like 5 to 6 years before I got it.
Bro, we moved so much.
Fuck it. Like, it's just material items. Like, what the shit? Like, even low-key people, because we would, like, maybe make a few friends and then just be like, all right, we're dipping. And it was just, I had a boyfriend try to give me his like, great-grandfather's World War II, like, camera from like, I don't know what war, but he was trying to give this camera to me, and I was like, no, I don't want it. But he, like, made me take it. And then one day when I left town with mom, I, like, left it on his doorstep with a note after I broke up with him. Because I'm going to give you your shit back. Like, that was I didn't even want the shit in the first place. He was trying to tell me he was in love with me. I'd only dated him for 2 weeks. Like, you need to calm the fuck. And I'm leaving town, by the way. Bye. I didn't tell him in the note I was leaving town. Like, I broke up with him, but I did not tell him I was leaving town. I broke up with him. I gave him his camera back, and then we moved out of state.
That was a weird story. That took a weird turn.
Well, yeah, because we did weird shit all the time. Like, it's just, it doesn't phase us anymore. And that's, like, people are like...
I don't take responsibility, though, for it. Like,
no, like, most of it wasn't your fault.
Made to do it, so...
Yeah.
If I did anything before the age of like 22, it doesn't count. And then there was also a lot of residual stuff that I was still doing because of the things I did, like dating my baby mama, like continuing to be with her. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't count. I don't blame her. That's not a true mistake that I made. That was just some shit. I was just trying to get away from mother.
I've seen one of my siblings go in the like under the sink cupboard and like pull out the cleaning supplies and be like, okay, let's see which ones are flammable. And then, so listen to this. He sprayed some in a circle and he was like, I'm going to step it up a notch. And he put his foot in the circle, sprayed it, and then lit his own foot on fire in the circle. He like tried to pull it out quick enough, but he didn't really catch it. Like, the dudes were crazy, bro. And I wasn't, and tell me why. You know what?
You remember when they were climbing in the attic, and then one of them fell through the ceiling?
I do remember that. Not fell through. It was just his foot. Don't make it dramatic. It was just his foot. I forget what they were climbing in the attic for.
Because they were being jackasses.
But you want to know something? At least I wasn't a fucking snitch. All this fucked up shit they did, I wasn't telling on y'all at least. I fucking could have. I fucking should have at some point. I'm gonna keep.
What's funny is most of the shit happened after I moved. Like, not all of it, but like most of the shit, like the fire, the climbing through, the falling through the ceiling, all that shit, like the throwing of the fireballs, all that shit happened after I moved out when mom couldn't control y'all anymore. Because like that's what it was. I just was like. Because I was the size of a grown man at like 12. So like I put the fear in y'all. Y'all just acted normal-ish. You know, as normal as y'all could be. But since I moved out, y'all like, Cole's gone. Like
well, I was the only one who made good decisions, and you can vouch for that on God. Because like at that point
tattoos.
Okay, at least I graduated. Fuck that. So I don't give a fuck.
That's the bare minimum.
I don't give a fuck.
You work at Waffle House.
I could have not. Like I couldn't. Like I know people are like, oh, like people who don't graduate high school are drop. You forget there's some people who could impede that for you. Like you know how hard it was to have credits when you're from 18 different fucking school districts. Okay, do you know how hard it is to be in the right fucking grade when you were homeschooled in
Yeah,
Texas?
dude. I went to 4 high schools. How many high schools did you go to?
I went to 4 high schools, but I went to 4 high schools in 1 year.
Yeah, yeah. I went to 2 my freshman year, 2 my sophomore year, and then that last year really, because like I didn't go to senior year because I graduated early. I just went to that final school, um, but yeah, you went to like 4 different high schools in 4 different states, damn near. It seemed like because you went to Ohio, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. So like, at least all mine were in the same state in Texas.
And when you make it crazier, in 1 year.
And it
That
was
was
like
in
almost like it
1
was
year.
like you got worse and worse. Like you went
So
Ohio, which was a really good school, like state, like a really good education state. Then you went to Texas, which is ranked like 58th or 48th in the states. And then you like
then
went
I
to
went to Mississippi.
you went to
After
Mississippi
Texas?
first.
No, I went to Mississippi after Texas.
Yeah, you went to Texas, which is ranked 48th. Then you went to Mississippi, which is ranked 49th. Then you went to Louisiana, which is I'm pretty sure is ranked 50th. Like you went, like you somehow just like you did like each school was worse than the last. Like,
I wasn't in charge. No one
huh?
lets me be, and no one lets me be in charge because you know why? Most of the time I'm right. Like I'll say shit and people would just like shut me down, and then I'll be fucking right.
I run into that a lot too, though. But I think that's a trait that you and I both have where we sound dumb. Like for whatever reason, we just come off as really dumb. It's the look. I don't even think it's what we say. It's the fact that we can just like look off into space, like because we disassociate a lot, so people
A
think we're
lot.
dumb, you know. But it's really just a mechanism because we just don't want to be here, you know. So like people think we're dumb for it, you know. That's what it is. So
Yeah, but if you want to talk about like a fucking chameleon, like I could probably fit in anywhere. You could put me in a lot of like weird situations and I could probably adapt on God. Like they shot up my fucking graduation and I made it out alive. Like who like
shoot it
I'm
up.
fucking
It's a
hardcore.
gang thing.
It was
It's a gang thing.
again. Say it again. They didn't shoot it up. It was just a gang thing. Like that's normal. Like what the fuck? You know, we grew up in
Shooting
the
and
hood.
shooting up is 2 different things.
You know, we grew up in the hood. Yeah, it wasn't like a weird school shooting vibe. It was a gang related thing, but it was still gunshots. You know, like you know, we grew up in the hood. Like that
I
would
don't
have
know.
never
I
happened if I
wouldn't
was
have panicked.
graduated in Ohio.
I wouldn't have. Gang shooting only usually has like one like sets of shots and then maybe another set of response, but like and then they run like a active shooter thing. That's like a continual like reload reload, like you know what I mean? Like
Is that prevalent on your mind since you have a kid? You know, I've never thought about that. Like, is
of
that something
course
you worry
because you
about?
had an incident while you were in school.
Yeah, I did. I did.
And
Where
then
it wasn't a school shooter. They thought it was.
my baby mama, you remember Brandon?
Yeah.
So my baby mama's cousin, his senior year, he was at Chardon High School, and there was a school shooting while he was there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like a legit school shooting. I want to say that was like 2016, maybe 2015.
Damn.
So no, it was like a legit, real school shooting. Like 2 or 3
So
people died.
how do you deal with the anxiety of that? Like, have you like
The same way I dealt with anxieties of growing up with mother. I just kind of like act like it's not happening until it is.
yeah.
Just go with the flow, you know.
Yeah, I'd be
Don't
scared
don't use
shitless.
worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. So, but do you remember when you had the little incident at your school, and I was there with? Well, you probably didn't feel like I was there, but like I was there within like 3 minutes. Like I just like rolled up. I was like, "Get in the fucking car, let's go!" Like,
We went to Denny's
got
afterwards.
the fuck out of there, bro. Like,
Bro, I'm pretty sure I was in shock because that shit happened my freshman year. Okay, not even that. Like only like
not
4 or
only was it
5
your freshman year, but it was your first year of school, like public school.
in years, and here we are having a fucking like running out of the school, like emergency. It was crazy shit. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this is what I was signing. It feels like the military. I didn't know I was signing up for this shit. Jesus Christ. One girl's running, one girl ran and like fell headfirst into a tree. I'm running past the girl crying, like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I gotta get out of here.
How do you fall into a tree where there's an active?
I think she
like
fell and she kind of slid and like hit it.
Bro, that's some fucking like scary movie shit. Like where you like you're always like, you got this, and then the main character just falls down. Like
already crying when she was already crying when I ran past her, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm only assuming. I don't know.
So so anytime you watch a scary movie now, when the main character falls down, you're like, no, it happens. It happens. I've seen it. Doesn't happen to me, but
it's not gonna happen to me because I'm a run. That's what I did graduation to. I'm a run. I had already taken
one foot in front of the other, bitch. Like
at my graduation, I had already taken my heels off. I was already trying to get out of there. Like if anything, this is just blocking my way out. I was already
nowadays. Now, anytime you have like an event of any kind these days in America, you should be wearing like combat boots or joggers. Like you should not be wearing heels. Like just so you can get away.
There was a graduation recently at the same college here in town, and they had like a heavier police force there. Like when I drove past, they had like caution tape around it and like a bunch of like cops with like lights, and like they were there. Nothing bad happened, but there was a like a heavier security there. So I'm like,
that's a bit aggressive.
Don't want to repeat.
I guess, but the caution tape is a bit aggressive.
That's what I thought, but I was like, okay, whatever. Fuck me, right?
This is a good talk.
This is a good talk. We really hashed some of this crazy shit out.
I think we spilled a lot of beans today. So
not even the worst of the beans. We got more.
No, just little. You gotta let people dip their toes into it. You know what I mean? You don't want to hit them all hard. So I think we should really put a pin in that for today.
Yep. I feel
that was exhausting. Too. I'm not gonna lie. Like talking about all that stuff.
Talked out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I need to go smoke some weed.
That's why when my coworkers are like, "Oh, you should talk to your customers board about fucking what?" Like I'm just like no one wants to fucking hear that. I don't want to fucking hear that shit.
That's what it is because like when I talk to people, it's just me trauma dumping that most of the time, and like most of the time they're looking at me like, "Whoa," and I'm just sitting there like, I was just trying to relate to your story, man.
You know, maybe
I want up to.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the fucking answer to, is what I'm gonna fucking tell you, because I'm not gonna fucking lie. I'm not gonna fucking lie, because you know what? I bet there's people out there who wish I fucking would lie, but I'm not gonna. I'm not. Like the truth here, the fuck it is.
You know who called me right before the show too?
She's probably
Mom called me right before the show.
She's gonna be pissed. I don't give a fuck, bro. And that's on the greatest goddamn show on air.
You heard it here. Check us out. Check me out every Tuesday, Hammer to Cheese. Every Wednesday, I always skip Atlas's show. Every Wednesday, Sketched Out. Every Monday, every other Monday, every other Wednesday, every other Monday. This including this Monday. Last Minute History. And every other weekend meals on Saturdays, not including this one, every other Saturday. With my son, Jack, we make and cook stuff. Cool. Thank you. Bye.
Peace out.